everyone and welcome to another video. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Brenda and today I'm going to be answering a question that I get very often. And the question is, how do I get PR? Or how do I get nail polishes for free? How do I get companies to send them to me? So I'm going to be giving you all those tips today. And overall, I want to say there is no specific formula. So I'm just going to be sharing from my experience what has helped me to get nail polishes sent to me. And I am also going to be targeting these towards small nail accounts. So how you can do it even if you're a small nail account. Of course, I don't have a big following either here on YouTube or Instagram, so my perspective is mostly from the person that has a small following. So I already know this video is going to be a little bit long, so we're gonna get started right after the intro. But before we continue, don't forget to support this video by making sure that you like and you are subscribed to my channel. That's the best way you can say thank you for the tips that I'm gonna be giving you today. So I do have some notes in here and that's what I'm going to be following today. So since this is going to be a lengthy video, I'll try to make some sense out of it and we'll try to divide it by different sections as what I believe that you should be doing. And I'm also going to be sharing some tips on how to engage with the brand, picking products if you ever get the option to pick products, also how not to get scammed, what media outlets you should be using to get notified about PR opportunities and stuff like that. It's really going to be a lot of information, and I promise that if you only watch one portion of the video, it won't make as much sense as if you watch it entirely, so make sure that you stay until the end. So one of the first questions is, do you ask for PR or do they contact you? And I must say that up to this day, I have never asked a company to send me something. So that's kind of the first tip that I want to share with you, is that make sure that you're not begging for products, because I do find it a little bit cringy when I see people commenting on pages, pictures. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't know if you have ever asked for it and it had actually worked. I guess you could do that. I have never done it myself. So once again, everything I'm going to be sharing today is from my perspective. Alright, so I'm going to start by what I would call the basics. I honestly don't think that having in your bio available for swatching and review will do it for you. I never had it in my bio. I don't know if it works. Again, I haven't tried that, so I don't really know if that works. I wouldn't think so, but moving on. Alright, so another basic tip is make sure you are reading this company's bios. So I do follow a lot of accounts, and very few times, because I'm sure they are probably tired of people asking for free stuff, they have in their bio now accepting swatchers or now accepting reviewers or whatever. So if you're following a brand, always take the time, which I feel like you should do anyways whenever you are about to follow somebody. Make sure that you read their bio. And I can't remember what company I did this for. This was the first time that I saw it. I actually got in contact with them because I read it and then they got back to me and then I was able to try something for them. If you ask a company for free products, make sure that you are at least following them. And I know this happens a lot because I have seen small accounts mentioning it, that people DM them, ask them for free products, and they don't even bother to follow. So I do find that very disrespectful, because if you're not even a supporter of the brand to start with, how do you expect them to just randomly send you stuff? I don't know, that just seems rude to me. So one thing, and this is again from my experience, I feel like nail polish companies prefer swatches over nail art. And don't take me wrong, I know there's a lot of nail art accounts that I follow that receive a lot of free products, but I feel that I was a nail art account for the longest time and I don't feel like that was doing it for me. Of course, I share nail art because it's a passion of mine, but if I wanted to get free products, I realized that I had to start sharing more swatches, because I feel like mostly companies want you to showcase the product only, because if they want just the average consumer to get it, they don't want maybe to see it over nail art and stuff, or I don't know. They mostly just want to see a plain manicure. So posting more swatches would probably help you, because then they would see, you know, okay, okay, this person can take pictures of my product and my product only, and then maybe that will give you an extra opportunity. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to share nail art, because I still do, and I still use the products that I get to create nail art, but mostly I think they would like to see swatches. So if you are following a brand, be an active follower. And this is not something that I do because I want free stuff. This is just something that I realized from me doing it, which I like commenting. If I have the time, I will go and actually leave a meaningful comment, not just like an emoji, which you could do. But the reason why I'm telling you to be an active follower is because if you're engaging with the page often, you're probably most likely to be noticed that if you just give them a like, you know. And once again, don't just do it because you want free stuff. I would assume that if you really like the brand, you will actually support them. So, you know, if they see your comments often, they might even get interested in seeing who's this girl or boy who's commenting on my pictures. They'll go check out your page. They will see your swatches or your nail art, and maybe there is an opportunity for them to send you something. As you see, there is like a process in there. So once again, be genuine whenever it comes to engaging with the page, but that would just be something that could really help you out. So now that we said that you are being an active follower of the brand, make sure you watch their stories. So this is something that I have noticed a couple of times, is that nail polish brands, they will share or post that they want swatches on their stories, because I believe in my mind that they don't want to post it on their feed, because then it's just like anyone can see it, kind of. But then if they post it on their stories, then only the people that really follows up with the brand will see that they are requesting for swatchers. So of course, if someone shares it, that's another story. But what I'm trying to say is that I think, you know, when you share something in your stories, it's a little bit more personal, and then you know that just like your close friends are going to see it. So I think you can get what the brand is doing here by posting it on their stories only. So only true followers can apply for the swatcher request. And last but not least, when it comes to the topic, buy from the brand. If you like a nail polish brand, buy nail polishes from them. You don't have to buy the entire collections. Maybe you want to buy one or two of them. So once again, if you want to get noticed, make sure that you are posting your pictures, that you are sharing them on the stories and tagging them. Make sure that you tag them in the picture as well, and then hopefully then they will notice, and you know, they might want to repost your picture, and then eventually they will remember that you posted this very nice picture of you wearing their products, and maybe they will get back to you. That will just maybe create an opportunity for you. So just keep that in mind, because I think that is actually helpful. They want to give free stuff to people that has supported them over people that has never seemed to engage with them or purchase from them. That is not always the case, and I'm going to get into it really soon. And another thing is that if you're going to use this as a way for brands to notice you, make sure that you're going for mid-size or small nail polish brands. I really enjoy OPI, SE nail polishes, but those brands are way out of reach for me. I'm a small influencer, and from what I see, they mostly send PR to big influencers, which makes sense for a brand of their size. So I usually still like their polishes and still purchase them and engage with the page, but I'm really not expecting much from them, because once again, they are like another level. And something big, something that's huge, make sure that you have your email available. I have converted my nail account into a business account, so I do have my email in there. And being honest with you, 80% of the PR and gifted polish opportunities that I have had come to my email rather than my Instagram. Even though the brand is on Instagram and everything, they will try to do these things over your emails. And one thing that is very random, and I still can't figure out because I have never asked, is that there is brands that they are only on Instagram, that they don't follow me, I don't follow them, and then they get to me through my email. So most of the time they would say, hey, I saw your Instagram and you know, I'm interested in how you do your pictures or whatever. So it's just very weird, because sometimes I would kind of expect it from brands that I am following, or maybe those few brands that are following me back. A lot of times it just comes from brands that I never tried their products before or I didn't follow them. And of course, after we make that first email exchange, I would go and check out their page before saying, yes, you can send me something. So I would like kind of scan their Instagram, see their website, see what their product is about. But something very important about exchanging emails is like make sure you're being professional. So I have never been like, haha, yeah, or just 2 words type of email. I'm actually like, hi, thank you for getting to me, or this and that. Can you tell me a little bit more about your product? So actually engage and not just be greedy and be like, oh yeah, how many are you sending me? And here's my address. Try to be professional whenever you're interacting with the brand, and then hopefully that will give you an opportunity to work with them again. And one more thing is that whenever you are exchanging emails, make sure that you are at least asking for details, like just like, what are you expecting from me if you send me free stuff? And then they will tell you. Usually I wouldn't accept like big requests, because if you're just sending them to me for free, I don't want you to like detail everything that I'm going to be doing with it, which most brands don't, because they know that they are not paying you for it. So I'm not going to get into the paid portion in this video, but if you guys are interested in knowing how to price your work, I can make a separate video on that. It wouldn't be that lengthy, but I do have a few tips that could help if you want me to share them. Alright, so far I have told you what happens and how you can get the brand to get to you. But there are some cases when you can actually choose what you want and actually request for things. I'm talking about Facebook groups. I follow 2 Facebook groups. One of them, and which is big into this whole review situation, is Ejiubas. They have a Facebook group where they often post products and then they ask people if they want to review them. So if you do, you leave a comment, and then there is a process which I'm not going to talk about, but then that's a way that you can get free products from them in exchange for a review. So let's say that now that you are in contact with the brand, and if they give you the opportunity to choose, I would say don't just accept things just for having free stuff. Also, be very honest and don't be afraid of doing this, because I have done it multiple times. If you don't like the product that they sent you, make sure that you share that with them. I have about 2 or 3 times encountered the situation when I didn't like what they sent me. I didn't like the formula or something, and then I said, hey, I didn't like the product and I don't feel comfortable sharing this with my audience or lying about it. And the brands are really understanding about it, and I try to be very transparent with it, and I would say, hey, I can send this back to you. And most of times brands really appreciate whenever you tell them that there is something wrong with the product, because they will much rather have you telling them the truth about it than you sharing a negative review about it. So just make sure that you're being honest about it, and I'm sure that they are going to work it out. In some cases they will try to send me a replacement. Some cases they will just say, you know what, just keep it and just tell me what is wrong with the product so we can fix it for future production or whatever. And don't think that this is going to stop them. I have worked with brands that even after I have told them that I do not like something, they will still reach out for me in the future and say, hey, we have this product for review, would you like to try it? So it really pays off. Like, you build that confidence with the brand, so don't be afraid to say something if you don't like it. Alright, so kind of what is expected when they send you free stuff is for you to provide quality pictures. So I feel like if they are reaching out to you, they have already seen your work, and that is why they are offering you. So make sure that you keep up the good standards whenever you're getting free products, because after all, they just want to make sure that you're posting good pictures. If you post close-ups or swatches or nail art, just make sure that it is consistent with what you do in your page. You don't really have to go out of your way to make these over-the-top picture setup or anything, because after all, if they are not paying you for it, why should you? So just make sure that you're providing quality content. And one more thing that I want to add up is don't feel bad for one-time opportunities. And this happens at least to me, very, very often. Don't take it personal. It's not because the brand didn't like what you did, because, you know, they will leave a comment, they will email you back and say, hey, I really love what you did, or this or that, it was amazing, and then they won't get back to you, and that is okay. You don't have to have a continuous review process with this company. Sometimes it happens, sometimes they will continue to work with you, and sometimes they just wanted to try a different person and then they move on and find somebody else, which as a brand owner, you know, you might want to give the opportunity as well to other people to try your product, to other people to promote your product. So everything is cool, don't feel bad about it, right? So I want to touch on something very important, and it's the fact that you don't want to get scammed either, because you don't want to be giving your address just to anybody. If this is a company that's reaching you by email and they tell you that they are from this big company, let's say I recently worked with Live Love Polish, so the person that gets in contact with me has her own email. Some of these companies and most nail polish companies have emails which handles actually go with the brand. So let's say that Juanita Jones contacted me to work with Live Love Polish. I'll make sure that I click on the email and that it actually says Juanita Jones at livelovepolish.com. So that's one way that you can make sure that the person that is reaching out in name of the brand is actually someone who works for the brand. If you are making this information exchange with people over Instagram, like direct messages, most likely they will reach out to you from the brand's Instagram account. So that's, to me, seems like it's very legit. And sometimes, so be careful, you will have these brands that will reach out to you and they have like one post and 0 followers, and it's just very weird, and then they tell you that they want you to review things for them. I find that very sketchy, and I will ask them about the brand, and if anything, make sure that they actually have a website where they sell products, because you just want to make sure that the brand actually exists before you even, you know, move on to giving them your address. So I guess that you have to protect yourself from these scammers, but at the same time, it's a matter of trust. I feel like at the beginning I was very easygoing with it, and I was just like, oh yes, you and you, but I wasn't really paying attention. Thank goodness I have been able to work with very good people, so every time that somebody reached to me and said that they were sending me something, they actually did, and everything was good. Another thing, and I feel like this is really important, is that if you are underage, I find this really difficult. I do feel like you should have your parents' permission, and in some cases brands would actually ask you if you are over 18, because I don't really know how it works if you are not 18 yet, so that would be a whole other story. I am of course over 18, so this is just how things have worked out for me, and I just make these decisions by myself. Another thing, and this might be out of your control, is that I feel like most of the opportunities that I get are from brands based in the US, and I live in the US, so that just makes it easier for them because it's just shipping within the country, which makes it cheaper from the brand. In cases, they would even ask me and make sure that I live in the US before we even start sharing details about what they want to send me or anything, because it's a little bit hard for them if they are a smaller brand to be shipping internationally, even though I know that there are brands that does it. That's just another thing. And once again, try to follow up with brands or look up for brands that are close to you, that you know that ship to your country, because I know that there are brands that actually send to the UK, Australia. That's kind of like the brands that you would be looking out for if you do not live in the US. And last but not least, make sure you help a friend. If you are getting PR opportunities, a few times some companies will ask, can you refer somebody, or do you know somebody who would like to review for us? And then I'm like, get really excited, because I actually have like 2 or 3 people that I really talk to a lot on my Instagram, and that I have actually asked them, hey, if this person asks me for extra opportunities, would it be okay if I give them your email? That would be one way. And another way that you can help is by commenting. Leave a comment in this video if you have any tip that I have not mentioned in here that has helped you, if you have ever gotten gifted polishes that have helped you to get noticed or get brands to send you stuff. Because after all, I'm making this video to help those of you who are interested about it, but I might be missing something. So if you think that your comment could help somebody, make sure that you leave one down below. Alright, so I feel like those were pretty much all my tips. If I forgot something, I'm going to leave it in the description box, or I will put it in one of the comments of this video, so make sure that you read either of those and just see that you're not missing out or anything. Once again, these are just tips that have worked for me. I'm a small account. These have just things that I believe is what has helped me to get noticed, so I do feel like this could help you. So once again, this is just not gonna happen, and it might just happen, but for the most part, I do feel like you have to do a little bit something in order to get noticed. And I guess that will be everything for today. Thank you so much if you made it until the end. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel for more nail art, nail tips, and swatches. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.